hello, and welcome to episode 68 of Gondor Calls for Ale, a Middle-earth strategy battle games podcast. I am, of course, your host, Sam Gallagher, and with me for yet another episode is my brother, Ben.
Yes, hello, welcome to the show. I am indeed here, although not quite as festive as Sam. Look at you, Sam. You're all in your festive regalia for this episode.
Yes, of course, Ben, because this is an episode. The two ramblings. Who's to say? The rare-sighted red wizard of Middle Earth. I am. So before we get too deep into that, I am having some lag on my end.
Right?
Oh, seems fine now. Well, anyway, that'll probably be left in, so that'll be a little Christmas or holiday gift for you all. Yeah, everything seems fine now. We're then going to get right back into what we always do here in this episode. This is going swimmingly. Clearly, I've had too much of the next thing already, which is, of course, the ale, Ben. So tell us, what are you drinking for this extra special episode, perhaps?
Well, Sam, for this extra special episode, I had myself an extra special drink inspired by the new toys on which I have been hobbying, may I say so. I have myself a Dunlanding eggnog made with eggs from Crabane from Dunland and fortified with Wildman whiskey. This drink will definitely have you scouting the hills for the forces of Isengard. I didn't really have a tagline to end this drink. I was just pleased with the beginning half of it, and I was hoping I was going to come up with something. I didn't. I've already drunk too much of it. It's truly delicious and a questionable holiday drink. I do actually quite like eggnog, although I know many people think it's gross.
I mean, fantastic. I think you started out quite strong with that drink, and it just went down the hills that those tribes come from quite fast.
Yeah. Well, Sam, what about you? Perhaps a more thought-through holiday drink for this episode?
I'd like to think so, but also hilariously, accidentally quite on theme with yours, Ben, because I'm having an Orknog. A drink so strong it'll guaranteed to bring out your inner Uruk.
Oh, it's so much better. Nice. Well, I'm glad we finished on a strong one with that.
Yeah. All right, Ben. Do you wanna tell us a little more clearly, perhaps, than I did and then had lag issues? What we're talking about in this episode?
Yeah, I will attempt so to do, Sam. We are going to be doing another one of our sort of end of the year, beginning of the year episodes where we look at the year past and things in the future. We'll take a look at our resolutions for last year, see how we did. We'll make some new resolutions. We'll discuss our favorite event that we went to and things that we're looking forward to doing in the coming year.
Yeah.
And perhaps we'll even look at Games Workshop's hobby bingo card and see how we did. Did Sam get all the bingos again?
Well, I vaguely remember last year not quite getting, as there were a few I missed for sure.
Yeah, you got like 4 still though.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, it's the goal is to fill the sheet, Ben. But yeah, and this year it'll be exciting because certainly hobby bingo is more up your alley this year. You've been doing some hobbying, so yeah, a rambling holiday episode where this one will release before the new year, whereas I think the last one was actually going to release on the 31st, which was fun. Maybe not. Anyway, but yeah, sort of a looking at the year in review for Gondor Calls for Ales, going over those resolutions, talking about what we're planning for the next year, both what about hobby resolutions and some updates on where Gondor Calls for Ale is. And of course, the hobby bingo. So, Ben, I think we're going to start out. I think the plan is by getting straight into that hobby bingo.
Yes, Sam, let's dive on in. Let's take a look at that hobby bingo sheet.
Which we could have definitely put on the screen for those viewing, but alas, we couldn't
Did you not just find it on your laptop? Could you not do a quick screen share?
I could, but it's on somebody else's blog, and they've already marked off some of the circles and stuff. So we're not gonna make you painfully sit through as Sam tries to figure out which of his 1,000 tabs it's actually in and all of that stuff. So we're just gonna read it off our phones. This will be a low tech episode, so you just get to look at my boingly hat as we go.
It is highly entertaining.
It lights up as well.
Lights up as well. Oh, God, yeah. Of course it does.
Somehow, somewhere.
A little wizardry.
Stall.
Say the magic word.
Oh, that would have been amazing. if I hit the... Oh, here it is. The battery's dead. After all of that, after Ben stalling beautifully or not at all for me,
Not at all for you.
that
Yeah,
battery is
I'm
in
with
fact
it
dead.
today.
All right. So into the hobby bingo. We're going to go from the top row across and then down. And we should say that the center square is a free square. All of your finished models in your army are based. You should score this automatically. All right, Ben. The first square is, in fact, watch the Hobbit trilogy.
Nope, didn't do it this year.
I did not either. I watched one of them, at least.
No, I watched one of them last year, not this year.
All right. Not looking good for that. That automatically means we're not getting the top or the vertical or the horizontal or the diagonal. So not getting that first square is not
Rough
great.
start. Yeah.
How about watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy?
No, I didn't watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy either, Sam.
I also don't think I did that. Okay, it's not good. Not looking good. Not looking good.
Not looking good for our heroes here.
Weak, as they say. How about paint a model within 48 hours of receiving it?
No.
No?
I think I'd had AMF for a little while.
Well, you did because you had at least one AMF for a little while because in our previous last year's episode, you reveal that you won a Rohan battle host, which comes with an AMF, and that was the army you were going to be working on.
Yeah. So no, didn't do that one either.
I did successfully achieve that because within 48 hours of receiving those beautiful new Rohan models, I had painted a fair number of them.
Oh, nice.
So
nice.
I did get that. How about create a display board for an army or battle company?
Nope.
No. Did I do that one? Did I make a display board this year?
The Black Stone of Erech.
Oh, of course.
My
Of course
God,
it
the
did.
best display board ever.
Yeah.
A Black Stone the size of a castle.
Yeah. I'm still partial to my helm display board, but I did craft.
No, I mean the helm display board was good. It was very technically very fine. I just think visually, it looked like a Black Stone of Erech on the hill with the army of the dead on the base of the
Yeah. I did. All right, excellent. All right, Ben. Here's your chance to seize the episode. Did you start a new army this year?
I have started a new army this year. Just weeks ago. Not even weeks ago. Days ago.
Some would argue, in fact, you started two because of how the armies work now.
Yep. It's true. Two, or even three, perhaps armies I have.
Do you want to tell the dear listener and/or viewers what army that was that you started?
Yes, I have begun building the Wildmen of Dunland.
Well,
some hill tribesmen.
They're the hill tribes in Lestial.
The hill tribes, and we're starting on some sweet usurpers of Edoras. I think is going to be my first new force that they will be used in. Although the besiegers of the Hornburg, as soon as Games Workshop gives me that troll,
yes,
besiegers of the Hornburg, the Hornburg will be besieged. Sam, enough said about that.
Perfect. All right. I also have started a new army. The Rangers on the Stone of Erech certainly checks that box off. I started working on the Trolls, which I have used I've used a few times, but they were not mine, so I will successfully check that box. And then it's hard to know, right? Because with the new edition, kind of any army that you start working on is a new army because of the way the structure works.
It's an easy gimme.
Yeah. All right, Ben. Play a narrative scenario you have never played before.
No, I don't think I played any narratives.
Definitely did. We played the Breaking of the Fellowship.
Yeah,
one.
you're right. We played the Fellowship ones.
And determined they were not very fun.
No, they were not that great, were they?
Or those ones. Right. Those ones were a bit. You sort of had to play in a specific way to make them enjoyable. How about paint a monster or siege engine?
No monsters or siege engines painted for me.
No monsters or siege engines. I think I did. I think the Ents I painted for the Gathering Storm. I think I painted those this year. I'm trying to think if I painted any other monsters. I don't think so. How about convert a model to look different from how it started?
Yeah, did that one.
Yeah. Theodred.
I made a Theodred this year.
Yeah. Very good. I also did that with the majority of the models that I have done this year. Build and paint a scenery kit.
No, no terrain for me.
I did.
Nice.
Good things.
Yeah.
I did a fair amount of terrain this year.
Quite a lot of terrain this year, yeah.
Read or listen to The Hobbit or any of the Lord of the Rings books.
Yes, I listened to The Two Towers and the Battle of Pelennor Fields again and The Return of the King to get all inspired for painting Rohirrim.
Very nice, very nice. I listened to The Hobbit for the first time in many moons. How are we doing so far for? Well, we can come back to see if we get any bingos later.
I've got two in a line down the right handmost side.
Yeah. I also have two. We're working our way. I've
You've
got
also got
three.
three.
The first three. I'm working my way down. All right, Ben. How about? Do you have this pulled up on your phone? Would you like to take a row?
Yeah, I can read the next one.
All right, do it up.
Finish good army of at least 600 points.
Got it. Again, Gathering Storm and the Grey Company.
The Grey Company, yeah. I also have it. The Gathering Storm.
Yeah, perfect.
Finish an evil army of at least 600 points.
Have I done that this year, Ben?
It's not been a good year for evil, has it?
I painted a bunch of stuff for Army of Gothmog.
That's true.
And that wasn't I think, what was Henry's event? Because that was what I painted. That was like 500 or 400 something points, right? Yeah, so I'm gonna give it.
You didn't go to that this year.
No, I know. I was talking about the last year because I was trying to figure out what if I already had.
You did Mordor with Shagrat and a generic wraith.
Yeah, I know. I was just trying to think if I had 600 points of orcs already painted, which I did because I played the Blackgate Opens, but at a different event. But I'm gonna give it to myself because I finished up Army of Gothmog.
Nice. Then, of course, the middle one, all of the finished models in your army are based. You should get this automatically. Yep, definitely scoring that. Not that it helps me with any of my other ones.
Yeah, well. You could be... No, you can't. I was going to say work diagonally the other way, but nope.
Finish a model that has been in your to-do pile for at least a year.
I mean...
I think I score that one.
You what? You think you do?
I said I don't think I do, no.
Well, I mean, you sort of... One could argue that haven't really had a to-do pile for a while.
Exactly.
But,
I mean, you can argue any metal model you took out of a ballista pack.
Yeah, I mean, that's a loose argument. I was going to say I could give myself one of those Rangers for sure.
Yep.
Or... Probably bought maybe Treebeard I didn't have for over a year.
You've been collecting Treebeards for quite a while.
You know what? I think I had Quick Beam, or now Birch Seed, or Birch something. I think I bought that when that released, which was definitely over a year. So I'm gonna be generous. I'm feeling in the spirit of the holiday.
Generous with yourself.
I'm feeling, give it to me. Why not?
All right, so finish a model has been in your to-do pile for at least a year, and enter a model you have painted this year into a painting competition.
Nailed it. Couple of them. Two.
I actually did too. I entered Aomer into a painting competition.
Oh, fuck yeah.
At Armacon?
Yeah.
Or Return to Prize of the
I remember you saying you did that, but I don't remember asking you how it went.
Oh, it didn't go. I mean, I did okay. I got some cool feedback. That was one of the neat things. It was small enough that the judge
gave some feedback.
With your model had a little section, and the judge gave you some.
Oh, dang, that's cool.
Which is kind of neat.
Since I did the first two, do you want to take the next row?
Sure, I'll take it away with the next row. Play a game using a legendary legion you have never used before.
Yes, Grey Company.
Nice. Yeah, Riders of Theoden and Riders of Aomer.
Oh yeah, both this year. Yeah, I was gonna say
those this year. Yeah,
could have been Pukelman, Ben, but
could have been the Pukelman.
Not anymore. They're gone. Should have been. I am excited to bring that up again
over and over.
No, later in this episode. All right, next one.
Create scenic bases for one of your armies or battle companies.
I would argue that most of my bases are scenic there, but
yeah, I took extra time on all of my riders and gave them all rocks that I made out of
Sculpey
clay and
stuff.
Yep.
Okay.
Apply a new painting technique to one of your models.
This is always such a bizarre I don't think so. I'm gonna go with no.
You haven't done anything new painting
I
wise.
don't. Is it nothing's new? There's nothing new under the sun, as Sherlock Holmes would say, Ben. I also don't. It doesn't matter for me. I guess it.
You did more non-metallic metal than you have this year, like
That's
in
true.
years past this year.
But I've used that painting technique before,
Sure. Okay.
so
Yeah.
it's not actually gonna mess up anything. I don't think for a bingo, but we'll see. All right.
All right.
What about you, Ben? Did you surely you
No, I
apply?
don't.
Surely for your you Zenithal Prime.
Oh, sure. Okay. Zenithal primed my army. I hadn't done that before. There you go.
There you go.
All right.
Look at that.
There we go.
If I get to be generous, you get generosity.
Actually, no. It might. It might. Paint both foot and mountain versions of the same hero.
God damn it, you're the worst.
None of my dismount.
Oh boy. Have I done that this year either? I haven't painted that many mounted heroes. If I'd ever paint mounted Gothmog, I don't think I have this year either. Actually,
That would have been my fourth one in this row too.
I know. That's why I was like, "Ooh, it might happen." I don't think I have this year either. Not that I remember, anyway.
This one would be a tricky. This next one would be a tricky one to score. Play games using at least 10 different armies or legendary legions across the year.
Ooh, we must be. I must be close. Hobbit, Grey Company, Ents, and Shy. Oh, that I guess that's the same thing. Hobbit, Grey Company's Army of Gothmog, Helm, the Bears. I'm like forgetting other events I've been to. Blackgate Opens. Did I play them this year at an event?
I don't think so.
Well, halfway there, but that is a tricky one.
Azog's Hunters, Azog's Legion. I didn't play the Dark Powers at an event this year.
I played Eisen.
Riders of Eomer, Riders of Theoden, Theodorid's Guard.
It doesn't say at an event either, so there's like.
Oh, just play. That's true. Play games. I mean, if we plant some of the games we play, we probably both get there with like Urukai. And
Minas Tirith.
Minas Tirith.
Well,
you just need one more now.
Yeah. Did you count the Bjornings for you?
Oh no, Bjornings. There we go.
So there you go. If only you'd painted the dismount, Ben.
If only I painted a dismount. Good. I started painting AMA. He's not finished.
Well, you know what they say, Ben. It's the job that never gets started that takes longest to finish. And
well, I started him. He's still not finished.
All right. Do you want to alternate in the final row? So I'll take the first one.
Yeah, go for it.
Make it slightly more even. All right. Paint 9 men models, 7 dwarf models, and 3 elf models. That's amazing.
No, I haven't done that.
No, I haven't either. I thought I initially skimmed this and read it as like either 9 or no.
Surely you have. You painted the dwarves for like the 4 Thorin's Company models for Mickle Delving.
Well, that was it. I painted those the previous year because that was for the Shire snowball thing, and that's only 4 dwarves. Oh, and Gimli. So I got to 5 dwarves. I easily painted 9 men. And I did paint 3 elves because I painted the twins and Legolas.
You're short on dwarves.
Dwarves are always holding me back. Did I do any? I might have done. Did I do Iron Hills at all this year? I didn't really finish any of them, so.
No, you decided you didn't like the models.
I mean, that is true. All right, Ben, take us away with our next one.
Paint your favorite good character.
Oh, that is a. Who's your favorite? First off, who is your favorite good character?
Who is my favorite good character? I mean, probably Bilbo, or like from the Hobbit books.
Sure.
Like young Bilbo or Gandalf.
Okay.
Neither of which I painted this year. I did paint the Eomer model, which I thoroughly enjoyed as like my favorite model to have painted for this year.
Yeah, I mean, if it was favorite good model, I would give you Eomer, but it says favorite character.
Yeah, all right. So no. What about you, Sam?
No, because Helm is by far the greatest character in Middle Earth, and I painted him several years ago. Working on a new one though, and then hopefully even more.
Paint your favorite evil character.
Or Aragorn. I do really like Aragorn, but Helm is my instinct. So
yeah, you painted Gothmog on foot.
Is Gothmog my favorite? Gothmog probably is my favorite evil character because he's like the
Right?
only real one. I mean, there are ring raids and stuff. Yeah, I'm going to take it for Gothmog in the spirit of generosity.
Take it for Gothmog.
What about you, Ben? Did you paint any?
No, I
You
didn't
didn't
paint
paint evil.
any evil this year.
Mm-hmm.
Not yet, at least. I'm getting ready to do General Targ. I'm super excited for him, so
Yeah,
maybe I get it before the end of the year.
it's General Tog. Actually, it's General Tog. No, Tog. That was very difficult. It's two G's, and I was like, no, it's the long A. No, it's the long G. General Tog. No, damn it, that's really difficult for me. General Tog. Somebody who hasn't watched any of this is gonna like get that as a clip and be like, "Oh, what's this? Oh, this adorably mentally handicapped guy is on the podcast."
Start a battle company.
No.
No, no.
All right, Ben. For the final one,
For the final one, read it out, Sam.
attend a Middle Earth gaming event. Yes.
Nope, didn't do that.
I don't think I got a bingo.
No, you totally did.
Did I?
Yeah. Start a new army. Read or listen to The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings book. Enter a model in a painting competition.
I don't think I played
Okay.
10 different armies.
Yeah, no, but after you count all the like different games you and I played together,
Sure.
right?
That one's a weak one. Display board, scenery kit, finish a model, foot and mounted didn't do, so no. Evil character, no.
Oh, I did. I got a bingo down the end there.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I definitely got 10 different
Oh,
armies.
great. There you go. Well, excellent. Bingo or not, it was a good year of hobbying and listening to Sam attempt to pronounce names as they're spelt, but
I think
badly.
my favorite one is the Vassal of the Witch King.
What?
From listening to you do your Samar Rises episode when I wasn't there.
Oh, yeah.
You trying to pronounce the name of the Vassal of the Witch
Oh.
King. For Alex. I don't know what it is either. And yeah, anyway.
Yeah. He just became the vassal of the Witch King for the rest of the episode. All right, Ben. So that's hobby bingos. If we were really cool with technology and you were watching us, we could have had and if you're listening, we had this all set up. A screen where it was up on the screen and we were Xing and Oing and drawing lines. It was great. So you should maybe check out our YouTube and like this video, give a little subscribe. There's more stuff coming every day. Speaking of, that has just reminded me a very important message that I always forget to add until, well, always, as in the last episode, forget to add until the very end. We have a Discord now. There should be an invite link in the description of this. There is certainly an invite link in our link tree on Instagram. I should probably update our Facebook to have the invite link as well. We've actually got a fair number of people in there and like a reasonably active Discord group going on. Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, we got some hobby discussions going on, checking out some cool bases and some cool paint jobs from different folks, and some list discussions going on.
Yeah, and
all kinds of army lists, different wacky ideas that people have got with the coming editions. So, yeah, hop on, join us on Discord.
Yeah, plenty of
your thoughts and feelings.
Plenty of pictures of me cutting up models and sticking them back together with orange tack and all manner of things. So. Yeah, definitely pretty cool and a pretty easy way to get some engagement from Ben and I if you're interested in that, and then a bunch of like actually cool people on there as well. So that's a thing that I remember.
Actually cool people implying we're not actually.
Well, one of us is. Just kidding. I joke. Anyway, but yeah, so there's a plug for that. It's obviously totally free. If you want something that is not totally free and you actually want to support us, definitely consider checking out our Patreon. And if you do subscribe to our Patreon on any of the paid tiers, you can obviously join for free, but I don't think there's much on there for free. But if you do join, you will be also added as a Hero of Valor on our Discord server, which will get you access to Patreon only like chat room, and we're going to start doing a monthly hobby hang with the two of us, or one of us. So yeah, and you get some free dice and other stuff and access to some Half Pint episodes. We have fallen off a little bit with those as the new edition was coming out, but they will be coming back in force fret ye not.
Yes, they will.
All right, with those plugs aside, which I'm sure I will bring up again at some point later in the episode as it will actually fit in and not just in an awkward in-between segment, let's talk about the next thing we're going to talk about, Ben, which is, of course, what was your favorite event you attended this year and why? And why were the other ones not your favorite, more importantly? Just kidding.
My favorite event this year. I think I am going to have to go with the Nova double events.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I had a particularly good time at Nova all round this year. Actually, my personal performance in the GT was miserable, but all of the rest of it aside, I had a really good time. And it wasn't that I was losing my games, I just didn't enjoy my army. Anyway, we've talked that to death in other episodes. But I had a really, really great time at Nova this year. There were a lot of new friends, new faces, and old friends, old faces. We had a great evening. And
Yeah.
we did tolerably well in doubles and had a good time. I think we did a classic 2 and 1.
Yeah, but this time we lost the first one and won the second two, so kind of more enjoyable arc. Yeah, that's a good shout. I'd sort of forgotten that after Nova, that like after the Saturday, we went out and like got tacos and then like hung out in the hall and drank most of Paul the Barbarian's giant thing of bourbon.
Yep. And even Chaos and Ardor this year was particularly good. I had a really fun time at my Chaos and Ardor table.
Yeah.
Had guys climbing up and down waterfalls and swimming to objectives, and I got to play the man who ran the convention or owned the convention or whatever, responsible for the convention, was at my Chaos and Ardor table. So I know it was just a really good time, I think, at Nova this year. I would say that was one of my favorite events this year.
Great. Yeah. A good one. For sure.
Right, what about you, Sam? Give me your favorite event. It's hard to pick one, isn't it?
No, this is an easy one for me. Though you reminding me of what we got into at Nova did make it slightly harder. The Gathering Storm in Durham, North Carolina. I achieved what I would have assumed unachievable for me, which was I got a favorite, or like most sporting, best sport, which is like my favorite trophy I've ever won. Because I don't know. It's not something I ever think I really stand much of a chance at getting. The event itself was awesome. I loved the format of the escalation thing. I got the hunt for Entwives and look for wooden boobs, which was fantastic. And then again, there was an organized dinner thing afterwards where we also went and got Mexican food, got big ass margaritas, and just had an absolute blast. And while I enjoy, obviously, I enjoy all the events we go to, and most of the ones I go to by myself, I always enjoy the ones that we go together more. Mm-hmm. And there's something fun about like road tripping to an event, and that's about a 5 and a bit 6 hour-ish drive from me. You obviously come down from Maine, so that's a much longer of a trip for you, but it's broken up a little bit more. And which is a kind of a really nice like length of a road trip. We get to hang out a bunch and have a good time versus like road tripping to Adepticon. Also very fun, but 12 hours is quite a long drive. So you sort of get that like I don't know. It reminds me a lot. It's one of the reasons I love being in airports because I'm a weirdo. But like I think for a similar reason I enjoy road tripping to these events, because we usually go down on like a Friday, and sometimes with the Durham ones we leave like after work on a Friday, but usually it's like taken off work, and I'm like, man, I'm hanging out with my brother, and I'm driving to go play with toys all weekend, and all the people I work with are at work, suckers. And that's, to loop it back in, the airport thing is, we used to fly back to England a lot as kids, and we'd always fly during the week, and the school we went to had structured like every Monday was the same, every Tuesday was the same, like the classes, the week schedule was always the same. So we could be flying on a Thursday and it was like 11:30, and I knew exactly where all of my other classmates were doing, what they were doing, and it was not being in an airport, being on break already. It was like being stuck in math class.
That's why you like airports, huh?
One of the reasons. They also hit a point where we spent so much time in them as kids and got stuck in so many of them that it was kind of like, either I enjoy this or I'm just going to be like absolutely miserable. And so, anyway, so Durham, North Carolina, those guys, I think this is the third rambly episode we've done for the New Year holiday season. And I think the first year we both voted for theirs as our favorite event. The second year, so last year, you said it was your favorite event, and this year I said it was mine. So they clean up. If this was a monetary prize, they'd be making all the ducats.
Yeah, and that event format, actually, the
I loved it.
escalation was
It was so much fun.
just so interesting to list build for. I thoroughly enjoyed that event too. I'm glad you gave it a shout out. I wanted to switch it up.
Yeah,
We always give it to them a little bit, but definitely would give it a second. A thumbs up there as well.
Yeah.
Good shout, Sam.
2 thumbs way up. Yeah, it was good. It was good. And also, I mean, we didn't, as you'll find out shortly, I think neither of us attended as many events as we had in the previous year. So speaking of that beautiful segue, Ben, should we go into our hobby resolutions for the year or for the previous year and so we'll go through the ones that once again I went through and listened to the episode and wrote things down. Ben went through and this year he listened to the episode and didn't write things down. So we're going to start with you, Ben. We're going to go through your hobby resolutions, or we could go back and forth.
Let's go back and forth. Let's bounce back and forth a little bit. Yeah.
All right. So, Ben, your first hobby resolution was for both your sanity and the success of your hobby was to finish your desk.
I've done no home improvement projects this year. My house is as it was last year. No home improvement projects have been done. My sanity is
God.
Smeagol and Deagle, like the twin angels on my shoulder, precious. Not Smeagol and Deagle, Gollum and Smeagol is what I was going for there.
Yeah. All right. Okay, Ben. Well.
All right, Sam. So your one of your first resolutions from last year was to finish a Rohan table's worth of terrain.
I did do that. I actually I finished all of the terrain we had for it.
Yep.
Or finished the table's worth of terrain and was like, yes. And then suddenly now have 6 more houses, which 4 of them I've already used, but they're not finished. But I'm counting the table as done. I'm counting it done for the resolution.
It have more terrain, but it's definitely a apparently in the DBHL it would be heavy terrain.
All right, Ben. Finish painting an army. This was, I believe, your Riders of Eomer was the goal for this.
Yep.
This army. And
I finished paint. I actually technically didn't finish that one because I didn't get Gandalf done. But all the riders are done. Eomer is done. Erkenbrand is done. His red shields are done. And I also did my Riders of Theoden this year.
Excellent. All right. Very good. Very good.
All right, Sam. So slow grow an army. Take the time to paint it to the best of your ability. Did you do that this year?
No. That's probably never going to happen kind of resolution. But we'll see. All right, flipping back to you, Ben. We got
a little bit close with the Rangers, maybe, but you kind of cranked through them.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing, and we talk about it in the previous year's episode with the Hobbits, is I converted them up, I spent a good amount of time with them, but then when it got to the painting, I was like, I have 3 weeks left, or I have 2 weeks, and
Yeah, that's fair.
Got through them. All right, Ben. So your next was sort of a both of ours. Really, was continue producing an episode every 2 weeks, which we have done. Nailed it.
We've done that. You definitely carried that on when I was not here, and I think even extra episodes. I think we've got slightly more episodes.
Yeah.
One every 2 weeks out this year. So
I think we did.
Yeah.
I think we did.
All right, Sam. Your next one on the list here was enter more painting competitions.
I did. I think this is sort of I did. So I entered in Golden Demon, which I talk about was the only one that I actually care about. So I entered in that, which was good. And then I also entered in the Capital Palette at Nova, which was pretty cool, and got a bronze medal in that, which was neat. Not for any of my Lord of the Rings stuff, but for in the Masters division, I should say. But yes, I did successfully do that. So far, this resolutions is going way better than the previous year because I think I got none last year. All right, Ben. Your next one was make more half pints.
We made some half pints, but I didn't do as well as I would have liked.
Yeah, I think it's sort of like in at the pure legality of this resolution, we did, because we started the Patreon later, and so we only had a few months to make them, and I think we were at Maybe we were at 7 actually last year, and I think we're at 13 now. So I don't even. Maybe we didn't even do that.
Yeah.
But certainly for the spirit of the resolution, we failed there.
Yeah,
So
we failed you, Patreons. We failed you miserably.
for our dear Patreons, we apologize. For anyone who is hovering over that join button, we nailed it. Please consider subscribing. I'm just kidding. Well, all right, Ben. What you up? Over to you.
But back to me. Back to me. Win a golden demon.
No,
Oh,
sad
bummer.
face. Sad face.
Bummer. I'm going to give you a win one here, Sam. You've got more on your list than I do on my list, I think. Since my list is running to an end. So here's one for you. Keep up with an episode every 2 weeks.
Nailed it. Got him.
Yay!
Got him. Yeah. We did. You said that I kept it going when you weren't available. Wasn't there like only one you didn't do? Was that this? And then I did a bonus Sangmar Rises.
No, because I was in Colorado on my honeymoon this year. Right?
No, that was
And you
last
did
year,
it.
right? Wasn't that when you hiked? No, it was this.
No, you're right. It was last year.
It was.
Just kidding.
It was you were hiking in Scotland.
It was hiking in Scotland, so maybe it was only one that I missed.
Basically, Ben's hiking is really the problem here. But yeah, I think it was just one. Oh my,
Okay.
that is the wire has come out. I was like, what's? That's why my pom pom isn't quite as perky as it could be.
Yeah, look at that. That's a little better.
Yeah, see, it keeps anyway. Yeah, I think it was only one, and then I think I did a bonus one. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But I covered it, and basically Ben is a shit co-host, and I'm keeping it together. Just kidding. All right, Ben, into you. See Patreon grow / do more stuff with that.
Articulate as ever, I am.
Well, I was writing these definitely not while driving at traffic lights. I was not typing them out and pausing the episode. So I think the sort of point was to get that community going a little bit and do more with it. So
yeah, we're working on it a little bit.
I would give us. Well, I don't know that I would give you. No, I kid. I think we dropped the ball on the half pints for sure, and we could certainly post more stuff regularly. And I imagine that is going to be on one or both of our resolutions for the upcoming year. But we did get the Discord going, which is something that, while we hadn't announced we were going to do, is something we have been talking about for like quite a while. So in the sense of do more stuff with it, like we do, and talking about doing the monthly hobby hangs, which again is not something we've done yet, but I think we're now with the Discord server, we're now closer to that. So it's again in the like yes and no, I think is a fair place for that.
All right, yours is the same one here. Is get more Patreon content.
Yeah, so I think
talked that to death already. So
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just going to move on. 12 attend more events in a year. 12 plus events. Attend them in a year. Wow, I said that terribly.
no.
12 or more events in a year.
Yeah, I think it was. I think the essence of this was to keep attending events, and try. And last year I set the goal, like, because last year I attended 14, and I decided that more than that was essentially an impossible task, and definitely very difficult to have a happy partner. And so I set the goal of going to at least 12, and I didn't. I only got to 8 this year. So. And then, Ben, you have a keep attending events more than 10.
Ooh, not quite. I think I only made it to 9.
Yeah, a bit of a tough year as far as going to events, because certainly for me, the last chunk of the year, I had a very busy end of summer and a reasonably busy fall. But then, like, as soon as that new edition was announced, I was just like, oh, I don't really want to go to any of the old edition events anymore. So that certainly affected me.
Yeah,
because I could have gone to at least one more.
Yeah, there's been a bit of a drop off in events as well.
Yeah.
This time of year.
All right, Ben. On to I'm doing one next.
Oh, back to me to read one. Yeah. Win/podium at an event. Sam, you filthy power gamer, you.
I don't think so. I don't think I did this year. If I did, it clearly meant nothing. All right, Ben, over to you. go to more events together.
I think we actually did a pretty good job of that this year.
I think we went to the same number of events together. We didn't necessarily go to more. Maybe we went to one more because we didn't drive to the wrong store to go to Bilbo's birthday bash.
Yeah, and we did.
And we did the Richmond Open.
And the Philly SPG special didn't.
I didn't go to that.
Oh, you didn't go to that one, but you did go to. You played the Vanquishers of the Necromancer or the Rise of the Necromancer twice. What was that event?
That was Bilbo's birthday bash.
Oh, that was Bilbo's birthday bash.
Yeah. So I think we basically did Nova, Adepticon, Bilbo's birthday bash, Richmond Open. Whereas I think the previous year we did Nova, Adepticon. Maybe there was another one in there. But yeah, seems like we have successfully
Defense of the
done.
North was in there the other year. Defense of the North or...
Oh, yeah. And the other one we did this year, of course, was the Gathering Storm. And the last year we would have done a couple of those together. Yeah, I think it's... we at least kept it the same.
All right, Sam, your last one on here is Patreon grow. Double the number of Patreons to 25 to 28.
Yeah, so double the number would have been 28 because we had 14 at the time, and I was like, I would love to see an increase. I don't think I can check as we speak. I don't think we have.
As we speak.
I don't think we've hit that, Ben. I think
we're in the low 20s.
I think we have. He says he knows how to check this. We have. Well, I guess it depends on our metric. We have 34 total, and 23 are paid. So we have
23. That's the number I had in my head.
Yeah. So not quite, but pretty good. Pretty good. A decent increase.
Close one.
A decent increase, especially for something that we have said a few times we could do more with. And
Absolutely. And we do appreciate you, Patreons. Thank you. Thank you for your support. And we're excited to do more with it in this coming year.
Yes, all right, Ben. So we've got a couple more or one more, I guess, for you. At events or in friendly games, play more fun/goofy lists. This is why I'm going to make fun of you for not playing the Paws of the Druidon list.
No, I know it was on there. Should have been. Well, it's all right. We can bring it back around. Again this coming year. I'm excited for it. I'm really, really on board with it this year for Brios this time.
Perfect. All right. Excellent. For the next segment, so we did a reasonable job, I think, for our hobby resolutions for 2024. We're now, right? That is the year. Yeah. We're now going to look forward to 2025, Ben. And for ease of doing this, because I assume I'm going to be on the same day, same kind of time next year listening through, we're not going to go back and forth.
Okay.
Oh, no, we can go back and forth because I have mine saved and they'll just remain on the notes in my phone. So hit me with your best New Year's new resolution to do with Middle-earth or hobby.
I want to get all of my dismounts painted.
Angling for a hobby bingo thing, I see.
Yeah, I want to get all of my dismounts painted for old and new mounted models. Although I might allow myself to not paint 12 dismounts for Royal Guard because I'm not really excited to paint those old metal Royal Guard models. But if we get new Royal Guard models, then they're getting painted.
Fair. All right, very good. Dismounts, I like it.
All right, Sam, what about you? What's your first resolution in this coming year?
Well, man, I am riding the high of all of the terrain I painted this year, and I'm saying finish an Osgiliath table, a table's worth of Osgiliath terrain.
Yeah, I like that one. I'm going to encourage you to do that. Do that one.
We'll see. So far, it's all strewn around me as we speak. Half of it's clean, so we'll see.
Tedious, very tedious.
Yes, tedious and boring. All right, Ben, over to you. What's your next resolution?
I want to paint both an evil and a good army this year.
Saucy.
Yeah, well, I've got some shiny new Rohan models and some shiny new Dunlending guys. I've already
Hill tribes.
Hill tribes.
So we're clear.
Some shiny new Hill tribes models.
Thank you. Yeah. Excellent. Very good.
Excited to get those guys done.
Yeah. No, very cool.
All right, Sam. I'm going to pass the torch back to you.
The flaming brand, even.
Flaming brand, even.
Ben, this is the year. It's my time to shine, and I'm going to win a Golden Demon this year. That's my hope, dream. We'll see if we can make it happen.
Nice, nice. All right, one more hobby goal for myself before I move into show goals. I want to build a piece of terrain. Build and paint a piece of terrain.
I've got an
Got
Australian
some in my Battle of Edoras box. I'm inspired by your burnt Rohan houses. I'm gonna burn my own Rohan houses
Okay.
to add even more Rohan terrain. Unless you had hopes and
Well, I was
desires.
going to steal it if you weren't going to do anything with it, but if you're going to do something with it, do it up.
Nice, awesome. All right, Sam, back to you.
All right, Ben. I want to play more games, pick up and events. Especially this year, like as we sort of said, I didn't go to nearly as many events and certainly didn't play as many games as I would like. And I'm pretty excited for the new edition. I'm already one game in. If you're on our Discord server, you will know that the first roll for the new edition that I rolled was a 1, which is perfect because it means we can only go up from there. So
Nice.
more games, pick up fun, friendly, or events.
Well, Sam, I want to play more games with you specifically this coming year. We played some games in this past year, but I feel like we could have done a better job with it.
Yeah.
And, I want to get, and we're going to get a good start in it in the next couple of weeks, hopefully.
Yes.
So I want to get some more games in with you and me this year.
Perfect. Sounds good. Excellent. I can roll into my next one, and you'll help me out with this, which is have a winning record. No, I'm kidding. That's not actually one of my goals for this year, but I was just trying to say that I'd beat Ben a bunch. No, my next one is more Patreon stuff. I want for us to get back into doing half pints. I want to be more active on Patreon, even if that's releasing episodes early, and doing the hobby hangs once a month and stuff to make it actually, because I would like to continue growing it, because it also, like, it does legitimately really help us continue to be able to do these episodes, because they're not no work, that's for sure. But I also want to make it a worthwhile a thing to give us money to help support us, but also make it a worthwhile, like you're actually getting something for that money. So that is a big goal for me for this year moving forwards.
Yeah, likewise, a big goal for me as well. I'm just going to jump right in here and make that one of my resolutions as well, to keep providing more Patreon content for those of you who are supporting us here at the show.
All right, is it back to me? Are you counting that as your resolution?
Yeah, that's a resolution from old Ben here.
All right, my next one is play more narrative armies. I'm really excited for, not necessarily, obviously I think this new edition period is going to force people into more narrative armies, but I'm excited to, within those more, I think restriction can often breed creativity, so within those more restricted guidelines, tell other stories as well. For example, I have an idea, which I won't say yet because I don't want to spoil the War of the Rohirrim for anyone who hasn't seen it, but I have an idea for a War of the Rohirrim army that requires some amount of like counting as and finagling stuff, and just so, like more themed armies, more fun, and stuff that I'm excited about, rather than being like, well, this one's really good. So
I too would like to.
Man.
Nice. I too would like to attend more events this coming year and play more games. I don't think I did a good job at the beginning of the year, and I feel like I sort of tailed off at the end of the year here, and I want to do a better job next year. Or a better job. I just want to play more Lord of the Rings, for better or for ill. No, just for better.
Yeah. All right, Ben. On to my next one, which is start doing some video battle reports with the two of us. That's something we've been talking about for a while now, and something we've been sort of slowly investing in equipment, and that's I think would be really fun to do, and do it slightly differently than what's out there. So that is certainly would like to start getting some of those out sometime next year.
Well, I've already doubled down on some of yours, Sam, so I'm not going to double down on that, although I too am excited about that. I want us to host a Gondor Calls for Ale event this year, even if it's something small, just like 6 people.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Or 2 people even. one person playing against themselves while Sam and I commentate on their
We
move.
tell them they're doing it wrong. You're not having fun in the right way. How dare you?
No, yeah, I want to find a way to. We've been talking about it.
Yeah.
I want to find a way to make it happen this coming year.
That's a good one. I hadn't even thought about that. Yeah. So for my final one, Ben, is I want to do more hobby videos, both tutorials and like a vlog type of thing. More content on YouTube. I've done 2 in the last like couple weeks, and did some ones before that, and I'm slowly, inch by inch, getting to a place where they're like actually decent quality, I think, and like figuring out that if I just have a white background on the video, it's way easier to see and nicer. So I've been having fun doing that, and hopefully other people have been enjoying them. So I would like to continue doing those and do some more of them.
All right, Sam. For my last one, I want Gondor Calls for Ale to sponsor best and favorite theme at more events this year. We did it at one event last year. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Had a great pick for favorite theme. And I'm excited to do more of that this year to reward players for doing fun thematic things and less of this power gaming nonsense.
Awesome. I love it. I like it, and I want more of it. Yeah, perfect. So
great resolutions there.
Yeah, some good ones, some ones that might be hard to achieve, some ones that are totally out of our control, and some ones that are very much in our control. So check back in 12 short months to find out how we did on them. And when future Sam, when you listen to these dulcet tones, I hope you've enjoyed them. All right, Ben. So we've talked in this episode about many things. We've talked about Hobby Bingo. We've talked about our favorite events. We've talked about how well we did in our resolutions for this year and what our resolutions for next year are. I think the only few things sort of left to talk about, to ramble about, are the sort of a retrospective of the year both Gondor Calls for Ale and Middle Earth in general. So how do you think the year was for Gondor Calls for Ale?
I think it was a good year for Gondor Calls for Ale in general, Sam.
Mm-hmm.
I think we produced the number of episodes we said we were going to. Our Patreon grew. We got a sponsor, the Baron of Dice.
Yes, which, of course, Ben, is the perfect way to segue into talking about our lovely sponsor, as Ben mentioned, the Baron of Dice. That is right. We are still sponsored by him, and he is the creator of premium wargaming dice, beautiful hand-swirled resin dice with no microbubbles, and they have our own personal Gondor Calls for Ale guaranteed to roll 6s at least some of the time. If you want some of these dice to fit any kind of Middle-earth army you might have, you can check the link in the description for this episode wherever you are watching or listening to it. And also in that description, finely written by myself, there is a promo code which you can use to get yourself a discount. That promo code is, of course, capital G, capital C, capital A. And supporting the Baron helps us out, helps him out, and is an excellent way to show your support. I use support too many times in that, but you know what? I make these things up on the fly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we've got a sponsor, the Baron of Dice. We've got our Patreon going. We've invested in some cool technology, and maybe we'll get to shoot some videos this year, some video battle reports. I think it's been a good year for Gondor Calls for Ale, Sam. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's been great. I think it's been cool. We're now up to some number of videos on YouTube. I could have looked it up before. Ben, stall while I look it up, or I can keep rambling.
You can keep rambling. I was just talking, throwing the ball back to me so quickly, Sam.
Oh my God, he's the worst.
I'm not thinking on my feet.
Yeah, so yeah, it's cool to have. We're up to 141 subscribers on YouTube. So that's fun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Anyway, some number. I'm not actually going to live count that. Yeah, so having got a decent number of videos up on YouTube is really cool. It's been sort of fun messing around with video content. You can now see our beautiful smiling faces and Ben's. Just kidding. I joke. Growing the Patreon is super cool. Meeting people, continuing to go to events. I think one of my favorite things about doing the podcast, outside of meeting people, which I do really enjoy, and having a forced reason to hang out with Ben, which I do legitimately enjoy as much shit as I give him, uh, is every time like my hobby and interest certainly in games comes and goes. It comes in waves, and so by needing to create content, sometimes I make myself go to an event or play a game or do a thing. And inevitably, when I go and do that, I immediately get like really excited about Lord of the Rings and the game again. And so it's nice to have a reason to do that. And yeah, I mean, getting a sponsor is super cool. The Baron of Dice is really good. I highly enjoy his dice, and I have been working secretly in. There's a joke there about you have all been deceived, for there is a new thing has been.
Master Dice.
Yeah, there's so we've been working on some stuff or talking about some other Middle Earth related stuff, which has been really cool. So yeah, that's super fun. Good year overall.
We also had our first guest, or not our first guest, but as a video guest, we had
Yeah.
Alf the Forge Temple.
Yeah. That was
guy come talk about his conversions and stuff. That was a fun episode.
yeah. I mean, I think that's also been one of the cool things. Like we've had a run of like 3 or 4 episodes at this point where we're not talking about a tournament or an event we've gone to, which has actually been really fun. I really enjoy the talky episodes, and it's something that we had talked about the previous year for Gondor Calls for Ale, trying to get more guests on and trying to do more different episodes. So I think that is something that will definitely continue. So overall, a good year to Call for Ale, Ben. Still waiting for Brohan to answer, but until that time, it's been a good year, and hopefully the next year is even better.
Indeed.
And finally, Ben, before we wrap up, what is your how was this year, do you think, for Middle Earth in general?
Ooh, I think it had its ups and downs, its lows and its highs, a bit of a roller coaster of a year. We saw the underbelly of the previous edition. I think with this year, really everyone just sort of making these wacky, crazy lists with all kinds of giant birds and ladies of light, and I don't know. I think we really plumbed the depths of our previous edition, but also a big, exciting year because we have a whole new shiny edition to plumb the depths of and break and ruin and have a great time playing along the way. Come up with cool thematic armies inside a crazy new army structure system, which I'm actually really, really excited about. I love the way the Legendary Legions work, and I'm excited for more of it. Armies of Middle-earth coming out, super exciting year in the future. So yeah, I think it's been a good year for Middle-earth overall, ups and downs. What about you, Sam?
Oh, I think it's just purely been a great year. I think we got some, as far as Middle-earth strategy battle game, we got some amazing new models, both the Rise of Angmar models, and then of course the War of the Rohirrim models. We had people who played shitty stuff, but we're gonna have the same thing immediately in this edition. It's gonna be like the 5 most common legions that are really good are the ones people are gonna play, and it's gonna be up to us as a community not to bow to those wills. But amazing new models, a bunch of releases. Everyone was like, "Oh, the game's dead," and they definitely proved that it isn't. We got Rings of Power Season 2, which I thoroughly enjoyed. We basically got to spend more time in Middle-earth, which is cool. And then the War of the Rohirrim movie was awesome. And there's the Hunt for Gollum has been confirmed kind of thing. So there's just a bunch of stuff out there and happening. And, even if these things aren't the perfect Oscar award-winning movie or series or whatever that I might dream of, it's just really cool to be able to spend more time in a world that I enjoy being in.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm really looking forward to seeing what Games Workshop does with this new edition, what the first supplement's going to be, some update.
Even just the next army book is going to be exciting to see.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I'm, obviously, right, as you said, we'll get the armies of Middle-earth, but like after that, what are we going to get another, is there going to be a War of the Rohirrim supplement where we get some more characters or some more armies? Are we going to get a Scouring of the Shire? We're definitely getting a match play guide. There's a bunch of cool stuff coming up, and it'll be fun and exciting to see the legacy armies when they come out. Like I'm looking forward to reading and seeing what they've, seeing my beautiful 2-attack Mahood warriors again.
Ooh, those were the days.
Those were indeed the days. Yeah, so I think it's been a great year. It's certainly, whether I would have, if you'd asked me every day across the course of the year how I felt about it, it probably would have had more of an upsy and downsy trajectory. But I think it's ended up
finishing
on such a
strong uphill. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So a great year, both for Gondor Calls for Ale and Middle-earth. Another long, rambly episode about nothing in particular. Before we close it out, Ben, is there anything else you'd like to say? Is there where are you, what's the next event that you're attending, all of that kind of stuff?
I don't know the next event that I'm attending at this point, Sam. I'm not sure. I am unfortunately not going to make it to Everwinter and the Doors of Durin, so I'm not sure. What about you?
I don't know either. I think I signed up for the Mickle Delving Spring Classic or some event of some such name in some time. And then there's an event the first weekend of March in Durham that I'm kind of considering, and then there's an event the weekend before Adepticon. That's the big issue, is there's a lot of them in March, and March is a really tough month because we're essentially away for a week going to Adepticon, so it's kind of hard to find more time to go to events. But yeah, as far as I think, I'm not. Hopefully, next episode will be a little more prepared and can actually tell you the dates and locations of some of these events that we're thinking about. And as far as the next episode, I'm imagining I'm just winging it here again, and Ben has yet to be informed. But I think over the holiday period, Ben and I are planning to play a bunch of games, try out a bunch of different stuff, and mess around with the new edition. So I think the next episode will sort of cover some of our takeaways, our thoughts, how we're enjoying the new edition, what some stuff we've tried, and just sort of more general. We played these games, these kind of things happened. I'm really excited to try this thing and that thing, and I really love this thing, and Ben didn't like this thing, and this is how he's wrong about that. That kind of general nonsense.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, until then, we hope that you have a lovely holiday season. This will be out before the new year, but the next episode will be well into the new year. So a happy new year. And thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Definitely check out our Patreon, check out our YouTube channel, and join our Discord.
Looking forward to seeing you next time.
Thank you for listening to Gondor Calls for Ale. We hope you have enjoyed this episode. We at Gondor Calls for Ale are officially sponsored by the Baron of Dice, the producer of premium wargaming dice. These beautifully hand-swirled resin dice have no micro bubbles and are therefore perfectly balanced. With over 3,000 variants and unique designs, nearly every tabletop gaming system is represented. So check out the description of this episode for a link and a discount code. Go buy yourself some new dice and let the good times roll. We at Gondor Calls for Ale are not associated with Games Workshop, New Line Cinema, or the Tolkien Estate. We hope we have not misrepresented or offended anyone. These recordings are strictly recollections of games we've played and are not commentaries on the character or competence of our opponents. They are intended purely for entertainment, and we hope they will be taken as such. You can find us on Patreon, see the link in the description. Supporting Gondor Calls for Ale there helps us continue to produce these episodes. You can find us on Instagram at Gondor_calls_for_ale. Feel free to send us a message there. Or on Facebook as Gondor Calls for Ale, another great place to send us a message. Or you can send us an email at gondorcallsforale@gmail.com. As Boromir, Captain of the White Tower, once said, remember today, listener, today this episode was good.